Hello everyone, it's Kay again, and I'm here at the same time of day with the same glare on my mat. So you know this is a follow-on from the video that I did previously, and again it is purely a share as to what I've been working on over the last couple of days, and I'm delighted to say that I managed to get hold of Studiolight Essentials, this lovely Memorydex die. I bought it from Cindy's craft shop over there in the Netherlands, but sadly for reasons best known and accepted by Cindy, she has to close her store, and therefore I can't send you over to her store to pick one of these up. They do have them infrequently on eBay, but apparently they didn't make a whole lot of them. I guess it was more a testing the water scenario than to see how popular they were, rather than a definite right, let's get these out there and see what the interest is. But they are absolutely gorgeous to work with. They cut beautifully. They're not the strongest by virtue of there being such large open spaces, but they do cut beautifully. They don't cause any problems in cutting through. I've used some quite thick cardstock, so you know that they for all they look quite flimsy, they're actually very, very sturdy. And what I've done is jumped onto the Memorydex decorative cards. I am going to go on to make the box that holds these in the next few days, because I'm absolutely thrilled with what I'm about to share with you. And I've done in batches of 4, because 2 of these are spoken for. 1 I will keep myself, and then there's 1 going begging should anyone decide that they'd like to swap with me. But this is what I've done. They're all of a Christmas theme. I just fussy cut out a bauble, used Stickles glitter. The glitter I've used on the bottom is what was really on vogue several years ago, and it's the crushed glass. And because I think of the implications of using crushed glass on craft materials, it didn't seem to be so readily available, but it is a lovely medium to work with, and as long as it's anchored down and the excess is removed, you know, it's not a biggie really. Then I've used a little acrylic snowflake, put the berries on to signify holly, and then cut out some of these little branch affairs from my Martha Stewart punch, and I just think they are so effective. Plain on the back, as you might imagine, because you only get so much room, but it's not beyond the pale that you couldn't line it with something and put it on put a message to a friend on it. You know, it all works beautifully in that regard. So that was that one. Then I found this lovely Christmas tree, glossy accented, all the baubles to give it that lovely sheen and shine. Utilised another of these icicles, and again the berries and the little spriglets and the Merry Christmas sentiment. So that's number 2. And really it's the same throughout, just the baubles are different. The acrylic icicle was actually a dangle that was sold in one of my local shops, a Christmas thing that had got damaged or something whilst it was on the shelves, so I bought it at a reduced price, and I've literally just taken it apart and picked out what I want from it, and it's worked really, really well. You'll see the glossy accents. I just love that for a bit of glamour and glitz. So that's that one. And finally, this is the 4th in that series. And you just see the glossy accents just adds a little something. I don't know, I can't explain it, but I love that effect. And I just think it makes it look a bit more festive, a bit more dimensional, if you like, and it is because the bulbs are on pop-ups and all the rest of it, pop dots, but I don't know, there's just something about that glossy accent that affords it that little bit of extra luxury, if you like. So that is that set, all 4 of them. I then went on into my blue phase because a girl has to, and this is Joy, as you can see, the little Christmas tree here, and then some little die cuts that are snowflakes, and I've used the Stickles ice on the tree just to raise up those little buttons. And again, it's an interesting and a dimensional thing just to draw the eye. The background paper is one of those laser style prints that were available many years ago on Create and Craft, I think it was, and I was in Wilkie's one day and they had them when they were doing quite a bit of craft things, and got it for a very good price. I was delighted, and then just used the mandatory bling 1, 2 and 3 to finish it off. And these are, apart from little bits of differences in placing, these are all identical. But I love blue at Christmas time. It just, I don't know, I think it's a favourite with a lot it people, and just adding the stickles onto the wordage and so on just seems to afford it that little bit of extra prettiness. And then you've got that laser light running across the base mat of the card. And here's the last one. Again, exactly the same, but full of bling and rather lovely. I do like these. I've been ever so pleased with them, and I can quite foresee that I will go on and make quite a few more before Christmas gets here. It's not an alternative to a Christmas card, but I do think they're very lovely. And then the final one is my green phase, if you like, and these little reindeer I got from the works. I think it was 6 for £1 or something of that nature. They're not expensive. These were toppers last year that were available in the range, and I think it was 2 for £1, and there's 6 in a packet. I think they're meant to be like gift tags or something, and I just thought, no, I'm going to put them to better use, and that's what I've done. This was a die cut from the range, and it's just a lovely little branchy tree affair, and then a nice little bow at the top just to finish off. To counter all the sparkle on the 2 main pieces, I've just used the little gold bling there just to accent the leaves underneath, and you can see I've even smudged a bit of glue there, but nobody's perfect, hey ho. So that's that one, and these again are absolutely identical, but I think they are really festive. I've got lots and lots of packets of these toppers, well, lots and lots. I've got about another 6, so I will be using them like this. I just think it's such a lovely way to craft. And the Memorydex cards, because again it's not a huge palette to work on, you can just achieve such a lovely look with very little by way of, you know, crafty resources. And as long as you anchor it all down nicely and keep it all together, it's a lovely presentation thing. I don't know that it will be as popular as pocket letters and that kind of thing, but there is definitely a place for these because they can be made for all year round and just give such a huge amount of pleasure both to those that receive and the people that are making them. So I just had to share those with you, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing them, and keep an eye out on eBay for the Studiolight Essentials die if you're interested. There is a series of them. If I bring up, there's the fluted top that I have, a kind of book frame top, and then these 2 I've seen this one used and turned into a lovely trifold card, absolutely exquisite. And there's another one there, but I don't quite know how you would go about getting them if you can't find them on eBay or somewhere. But their address is www.studiolight.nl, which of course is the Netherlands. So it might be worth, you know, approaching the company direct and asking whether they are planning to produce any more, if you're dreadfully keen to have them. So I'll leave that with you. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. As always, it's very much appreciated, and I hope everyone is well and wrapping up warm for this colder weather. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.